Hey everyone, GoBot here back today with a brand new episode in my series for Madden 19 Connected franchise with the Dallas Cowboys. We are coming into another recap episode for weeks 1 through 3 for season 3 with the Dallas Cowboys. Coming off our Super Bowl victory, we are coming in here with high expectations for this new season with Jason Garrett once again at the helm for the Cowboys. Some new additions from the draft, primarily our new wide receiver, Thompson, that we were able to get in the first round. So we're coming in here in week 1 in a huge week 1 NFC Championship rematch between the Dallas Cowboys at home against the Los Angeles Rams. So a great way to start our season here in our new campaign as defending Super Bowl champs here today, getting ready for the Super Bowl rematch, or the NFC Championship rematch. So the Cowboys looking to get a hot start here today against a great opponent in the Rams. So here we go. 3rd and 11. First drive for the Rams. Jeff Goff stepping back into the pocket. He hits Woods and he dives into the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Rams early here in this game. That's the first receiving touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys would bounce right back. First series for the Cowboys. Pushing ahead. There is Ezekiel Elliott. Unfortunately, on this play, Elliott would be hurt, but it was okay. It was just a bruised rib. He'd be back in week 2. No harm, no foul. So now the Cowboys, 1st and goal. They find a wide open Jeff Swaim. He's been a huge piece for us in this Cowboys offense, and he comes through with his first receiving touchdown of the season. First passing touchdown for Dak Prescott on the new year. We're trying to limit the turnovers for Dak this season if at all possible. Here's Goff now. 3rd and 9 from the Dallas 20. Hits his target, Cooks, and that's a touchdown again for Goff. And now it's a 14-10 lead. Cowboys got a field goal back, and now we're going to push forward here. 1st and 10. Dak Prescott rolling out of the pocket to the left. He gets all the way down across into the Ram territory of the 44. Now the ball at the 3. 1st and goal with 34 seconds as they're driving here before the half, and they hit the wide open Hearns target in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown Cowboys gives them a 17-14 lead heading into halftime today for this game. So we're going to pick up now at the start of the second half. Cowboys trying to hit some targets. Finds a wide open Moncrief on the right side there on the streak, and he able to get down into the red zone to the Ram 22-yard line. And a few plays later, we set up this play from Tavon Austin. From the 26-yard line, he goes all the way into the end zone. We may see this play back again later in our top 3 plays of the week, as Tavon had a huge game for the Cowboys, coming in having to be the primary running back in the absence of Ezekiel Elliott. So now 3rd and 6, 24-14 lead for the Cowboys. Rams looking to get something done, and they throw an ill-advised pass. There is the defensive back of the year, the NFC, Lewis, for the Cowboys with his first INT of this new campaign in year number 3. Now the Cowboys looking to respond back with that. Tavon Austin, first carry now, 1st and 10, makes a great play here. Makes a man miss, and he gets all the way down to Rams' 19-yard line, almost 100 yards rushing there with that 13th rush. Now 1st and 10 from the 19. We're going to find a wide open Swaim. Once again, another touchdown for this young man, and he's coming through large for us with our typical attack in the pass game, giving the Cowboys a 34-17 lead. Now the Rams looking to respond. 2nd and goal. They're able to find Cooks once again there for a touchdown as the Rams get back within 10 and now have the ball with 2:05 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Rams looking to get something done, and a bad pass there. There's Awuzie with his first pick of the season, and that would be all they wrote here for the Rams, as that pass was ill-advised, and they dropped this one here in week 1 in an NFC Championship rematch. The Cowboys come out on top here today in a hard-fought win, but great offensive output minus Ezekiel Elliott. 37-24 was the win for the Cowboys. 405 total yards of offense, 141 on the ground, 264 through the air. As we limit the turnovers, no turnovers for the Cowboys this game. Is very, very good to see Dak Prescott throwing the ball well. 139.2 rating in passing, 276 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, no picks for our leader, Dak Prescott. Goff almost had 400 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Those 2 picks really turned the tide of this game, and key points as we look at the rushing stats. Tavon Austin, 2 yards shy of 100. He had 1 touchdown. Dak had 2 rushes for 27 yards, and Zeke on his 4 carries, he had 5 yards before he left the game with his injury. So going to the receiving numbers here today, we see the Rams had the top 4 guys in receptions there. We did have some touchdowns there from Jeff Swaim, 4 receptions, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hearns got 1 on his 1 3-yard catch. And we got the rookie involved a little bit there, 4 receptions, 39 yards for our rookie. It's good to see him involved. Gardner Johnson led the way for the Cowboys and this game with 12 tackles, 1 for a loss. And then we go look at the sack numbers here as Irving was able to get the 1 sack for the Cowboys. Just a very, very clean game. But we're going to head now into week 2 on the road. MetLife Stadium from New York. We have the Giants, the Cowboys, NFC East matchup here today with two high-powered offenses in a game of 1-0 teams to see who would go 2-0 to start this young season in year 3. There's Hebert, or I think it's supposed to be Helbert, but there's a typo with a draft class. Saquon Barkley, large and in charge in this game. Got to worry about him. He's a great running back, and if this team can balance between the rush and the pass, they're a very dangerous team, just like this Cowboys team is as well. So we're getting ready to go up against this high-powered Giant offense here in week 2 on the road. The Cowboys looking to go 2-0 to start this campaign, and we'd come out here 1st and 10, first series for the Cowboys after we get a stop from the Giants. And here is the returning from the injury in week 1, Ezekiel Elliott from the 20-yard line. He get a great start here with the juke out, and he gets a 40-yard rush on his first touch from scrimmage here in week 2, and a great way to start off this offense as he would cap it off here on 1st and goal from the 3 a few plays later. As he breaks tackles and he waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas, and a 7-0 lead early from MetLife Stadium against the Giants. Ezekiel Elliott, again, he's a force to be reckoned with in the NFL. He's a hard runner, and if he's healthy, watch out for the MVP race this season. So now 2nd and 2. Time for the Giants to respond. And they find a sleeping Woods right there, and they hit Shepard over the top, and he would go all the way into the end zone as the Giants would respond with their own touchdown in a blown coverage situation there from Woods. It's a 7-7 game on that 70-yard pass and run from the Giants. Now 7-7. So now we got to pick up the end of the first quarter. There is Dak Prescott rolling out of the pocket, able to get a good block there from Ezekiel Elliott and get the conversion on 3rd down and 10. And a few plays later, that would set up Moncrief here on this play-action pass. Wide open left side of the field into the end zone. That would be a Dallas Cowboy touchdown for Moncrief there. His first of the game. Man, it's just good to get him involved there, giving the Cowboys a 14-7 lead after 1 quarter from MetLife Stadium against the Giants. Just a wide open play there, beautifully designed and ran and caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. So we're going to move forward now into the second quarter of play, 9:32 remaining. Giants with the ball, and here comes Saquon Barkley. I told you got to watch out for this young man breaking tackles there. Nobody near him, and he'll take it 37 yards into the end zone. And now we make it a 14-14 game here now. Because again, the Giants, they're coming up large in big spots. Now 3rd and 6 for the Cowboys, and we come up large here. Swain wide open, nobody within 10 yards of the man. And again, he's had a great year. 3rd receiving touchdown. That's a 38-yard touchdown. 21-14 lead for the Cowboys. So now here come the Giants trying to respond. They find a wide open man on the Ingram on the right side, and Gardner Johnson doesn't have the burners to catch him, and he's going to go all the way from the 14 into the end zone for the Giants as they respond back with a huge touchdown. All 3 huge blown coverages, and that's an 86-yard catch and run from Ingram. And that gives them a 21-21 game now as we come down to the 2-minute warning for the Cowboys. There's Ezekiel Elliott juking out one defender, spins through another, and he's going to take it from the 38-yard line all the way into the end zone and give the Cowboys a 28-21 lead heading into halftime with a huge play that we will absolutely see again here at the end of this episode for the top 3 plays. What a play from Ezekiel Elliott, able to get some separation there, puts on the burners, and good luck catching that young man. He is a phenomenal running back for this team as he just, watch this, Collins, whoop, no chance. Collins' ankle's broken as he flies into the sideline. There is Ezekiel Elliott able to star dive into the end zone, giving the Cowboys a 28-21 lead. Now they get the stop. The Cowboys get the stop, get the ball back. We hit the rookie Thomas over the sidelines to the 21-yard line, and then a few plays later, that would set up this big play to the rookie. His first ever receiving touchdown in the NFL. To Thomas, a beautiful touch pass, and that would give the Cowboys a big 35-24 lead heading into half, and we'll pick back up in the 4th quarter with the rookie Thomas off the quick rush, and that would make the Cowboys. That's all the they could handle. It was a 42-24 game here. Thomas off that quick wide receiver rush. That would be it for the Giants here in week 2 as the Cowboys were just too much offensively on the ground, in the air. Just a really good offensive outpour here today as the Cowboys won 42-24 in week 2. Had 444 yards total offense, 274 on the ground, 170 passing, only 1 turnover for either squad. Again, for the Giants, they had 400 yards passing. A very, very good output there from Justin. As you see there, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Dak Prescott, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 180 yards passing on the day, 10 of 21 passing. But he's been doing pretty good. He's had 1 turnover so far on the season. That would change heading into week 3 against the Browns, but you got to take the good game when you can. Here's Ezekiel Elliott, 26 touches, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, 10 broken tackles, ladies and gentlemen. And then you had Dak Prescott with 24 yards. Thompson, our rookie, had a rushing touchdown. And then we're looking at the receiving numbers here. Thompson led the way for the Cowboys, 84 yards on his 4 receptions and a touchdown. He had Swain with 2 touches, 65 yards, a touchdown. And it's just good to see these guys getting involved in the wide receiver category and the tight end category. Now going to the defensive numbers here with Jordan Lewis. He had 9 tackles, led the way for the Cowboys, followed by Sean Lee with his 8 tackles, 2 for a loss. And Lawrence here had a huge game up front. He had 5 sacks on the day. Irving had 2 to add in, and then Sean Lee had the sole INT of the game for the Cowboys defense. And that helped the Cowboys to a win, now 2-0, heading to Monday Night Football here against the Cleveland Browns, who are 1-1, led by Baker Mayfield and this offense. I mean, their team you got to worry about a little bit here. If you're in the AFC, they're pretty dang good overall. So we're going to see what happens here in week 3. Again, this was a game where Dak Prescott struggled early and often. We really had to rely upon our defense and this young man, Ezekiel Elliott. You see the week he had last week in week 2. He was a spotlight player for weeks 1 through 3 for the Cowboys. Just a really great player here in weeks 2 and 3 for us. Helped us to what would be a battle here in Cleveland. So now picking up first quarter of play. First series for Baker Mayfield and the Browns, and they find a wide open Font in the back of the end zone. That would be a touchdown for the Browns to get going here as we pick up with the Cowboys now. First play for scrimmage for the Cowboys, and there's Ezekiel Elliott breaking tackles, making guys miss, and he would take it all the way down into the 13-yard line. His second rush, now 52 yards on the day. We'd respond with a field goal. And here comes Baker Mayfield once again scrambling out of the pocket. All the way through, slides into the end zone. That'd be a touchdown for the Browns, making them have a 14-3 lead here early. His first career rushing touchdown. Cowboys now ball at the 15, driving, and a bad pass there, picked off there from Gaines. A bad pass from Dak. Again, he struggled here early in this game. He had a total of 5 turnovers, 4 through the air, 1 on the ground. As he's trying, and there's a fumble we just spoke about. We couldn't get things going. Everything was going the wrong way as Myles Garrett's able to get that fumble recovery, and it's a 17-3 lead for the Browns heading into the second half. And here's the first play from scrimmage in the second half. Ezekiel Elliott breaking tackles off the edge, and nobody would catch this young man as he will head all the way to the end zone and give the Cowboys a little bit of glimmer of hope here, making it a 17-10 deficit now with a 75-yard touch on the first play from scrimmage of the second half. So now a 4th and 1, big spot here in this game. Cowboys going for it, had to audible out of the rush. We are now going to this passing play. They bring in the blitz, and we hit a wide open Swaim over the middle. He's been big for us early on in these first 3 weeks. If you want to talk about a spotlight player outside of Ezekiel Elliott, Swaim may be that man that's come up large and in charge for the Cowboys all season long. Now a 1st and 10 from the 14, and there is once again a stupid pass. One of the 4 INTs on the game, and we are driving down the field there, and Kindred with that INT. So now 3rd and 4 for the Browns, and there's an ill-advised pass. Once again, Lewis coming up big for us, his second pick of the year and his first touchdown, a pick 6 that ties up the game. It's a 19-yard pick 6 for Jordan Lewis as we've re-signed him now to a 7-year deal on the Cowboys season, and Hearns comes through, and that makes this game a 24-17 lead as the Cowboys are able to respond, get the lead for the first time in this game. Now in the 4th quarter, we're picking ahead in the final minute, and Ezekiel Elliott would be the cherry on top here. He'd give the Cowboys the final touchdown of this game, and again, we struggled down. We were down 17-3. We respond all the way back with a huge win here on the road against the Browns that gave us all we could handle with the turnover situation. But it's a final of 31-17. Cowboys win this game, shutting out the Browns in that second half, as we had 449 yards of total offense, 278 through the ground and 171 through the air. 5 total turnovers for the Cowboys, 1 we caused. But Baker Mayfield had a pretty good game overall, 233, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Dak Prescott, 190, 1 touchdown, 4 picks. It's the worst game he's had all season long. But Ezekiel Elliott led the way for us, 20 carries, 191 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. You had Dak Prescott scrambling around 61 yards on the ground, that one fumble, which we got to limit those because last year he had 20 of those. Now we're going to go to the receiving numbers here today. We're looking at, for the Cowboys, our leading receiver is Swain with his one catch, 57 yards on that 4th and 1 situation. You had Thomas. He had multiple targets. He had 2 catches, 31 yards. As James had 1 touch for 31 yards, but it wasn't much in the way for the Cowboys. There's Hearns with his 1 touchdown on his 2nd reception, and 2 for 13. And Lewis led the way once again for the Cowboys with 10 tackles, 1 pick 6 for 21 yards out. Just a great job from this man. Re-signed with the Cowboys now, has a 7-year contract. Collins had 2 sacks for the Cowboys. Ely and Lee also had 1 in the game. So a great game there for the Cowboys to respond after being down 17-3. We get the win, now 3-0, as we're going to head into our top 3 plays of the week. And at number 3, we have Tavon Austin. Here in week 1 against those Rams, Cowboys lead by 3, and on this 2nd and 15 carry, he takes it 26 yards out, hits the edge, and that is a touchdown for the Cowboys that helped us to that victory. And his first rushing touchdown of the year for Tavon Austin there in week 1. So now number 2, we're going to go back to the usual suspect, Ezekiel Elliott, now down 17-3, first play from scrimmage. In the second half, he breaks those tackles off the edge, and he would go all the way to the end zone, 75 yards out, ladies and gentlemen, to give the Cowboys a 1 touchdown deficit. A huge play in that game to help the Cowboys to get that victory, 31-17. So now we're going to head to number 1, the number 1 play of, once again, Ezekiel Elliott. Here we go. 21-21, hitting the 2-minute warning. He would juke out 1. Then he would spin through Collins, and he would go all the way to the giant end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys. They would head into the halftime break with a big lead there, and that was the best play of week 1 through 3, as we will end the episode right there, ladies and gentlemen. Again, just watching the replay there. I thank you all so much for joining me here today in this recap video for Season 3 of the Dallas Cowboys franchise, weeks 1 through 3 recap from the Rams, Giants, and the Browns, as we look forward to week 4 coming Monday against the Seattle Seahawks. The Cowboys coming in as the division leaders, solely 3-0. We look forward to that game. Again, I hope you enjoyed today's recap and video. Make sure you comment down below with your feedback. Leave a huge thumbs up. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe here to Go Botch Gaming for more content just like this you've seen here today, and some variety gaming for other things. So shout out down below. Y'all have a great day and rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.